My wife and I moved here in 1971 when I first was starting my first job. And we moved here from the Midwest. So needless to say, prices were a little bit of a shock even then compared to what you could buy in the Midwest. But we found a house in Needham that we could afford and it met our needs. We're still living in that house 53 years later. There's a lot of stairs in the house. So far, that has not been a major issue. But no, we're sort of looking for options. We need a place which is senior friendly, probably all on one floor. We'd like to be with a group of people. For example, Rosemary Ridge type development, something like that. The problem that you're running into is that you're downsizing in a sense, but it costs almost as much as the house that you're selling. So you don't get a big nest egg out of selling your house, which means that you probably will stay in the house for as long as you possibly can. I know a lot of other people in Needham who solved their problem by moving out of town. And they've lost all their friends and now they're in a new town and they have to try and make a whole new set of friends. Or they hang on to their Needham friends and they come running back to Needham all the time. Others are hanging on as best they can in the house that they've had for a long time. And then others have moved in with children or they've added on to a child's house and add an in-law apartment, accessory dwelling unit, and solve the problem that way. But usually that means moving out of town. So what we need to do as we're rethinking how or what Needham needs to promote for housing stock is to promote almost a senior village concept, where it would be a condominium, but it would have a village feel. I know people who have sold their homes maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and they're now renting in Needham. They were lucky enough to find something at the time, but there just aren't many places like that in Needham. I know of a family who's lived in town about the same length of time we have, and they just sold their house, and they did very well on the sale, and they tried to find a place to rent in Needham, and they thought they had a place and it fell through, and now they're ending up living and moving down to the Cape. But they're going to run into the same problem that I already discussed. They won't know anybody. And then they're going to be all alone, and it's going to lead to isolation, and that's not good.